2008 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R up for sale with only 3,100 miles on it. This bike is in outstanding condition. And I don't really need to tell you folks about Ninjas. If you're looking at this bike, I'm assuming you probably know how this bike has evolved. You read the reviews and just about everybody talks about its styling, its aerodynamics, that it looks like an Aero. Its racing ability, its cornering ability, it's lightweight, it's very responsive to the road. You got your center ram air induction right here, right in the middle. Got your projector beam styled headlamps right here. And you've got your, you see how your turn signals are integrated into the fairing for aerodynamics. Speaking of the fairing, on these 08 Ninjas, they've been designed to cut down on wind hitting your elbows when you're at high speeds. Auto response on these Ninjas is outstanding. Your mid gears are super torquey and powerful. At third gear, you just absolutely have a ton of power. You ride great on the highway around town. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just, there's no excuses. You know, this is just a nice bike. They come with lap timers built in right here. Another thing I like, let's kick it, sit it here, is that gear indicator. I've been riding motorcycles for a long time. Here, let's fire this one up real quick. It's in neutral right now, but you got a gear indicator here, which I'll show you. Let me put my hand on the clutch. And it's shut off because I've got the kickstand down, but you see where it goes to first gear? It's, that comes in handy. I don't care if you've ridden a motorcycle for 2 months or 20 years. It's easy to kind of forget what gear you're in sometimes when you're just cruising around. And you know, this bike here has 6 speeds, 6 gears. So I mean, who's to say whether you're in 5th or 6th gear, 3rd or 4th? All you got to do on this bike is look on your dash and it'll tell you. Another nice thing about the Ninja, similar to the CBR, or well, same technology as the CBR, is it's got the exhaust coming out from under the rear seat. That gives you a lot better balance and clearance over here on the side as well. It's a very well balanced bike. It's very light. See, it's got the track stand mounts right here. It's got the grip end sliders. I would get some frame sliders. You gotta get that on any motorcycle because there's really 2 groups of riders on motorcycles, and it basically consists of those who have dropped their bikes and those who have not dropped their bikes yet. So don't let $100 stand in the way of you getting something that'll protect your fairings and your frame and stuff like that. You can just ask one of our managers here. He bought a 200-mile R6 from us, and after putting 1,000 miles on it, some lady pulled out in front of him and was half in the lane and half out, and he was daydreaming, I think, possibly, and slid down onto the ground, and it wouldn't have been very much damage at all. Well, I don't think it would have gotten any kind of damage on the fairings. He might have got some grip end sliders, might have been, but if he had sliders on it, he would have saved his bike from getting a lot of damage. His fairing ended up cracked and his frame got scuffed. So whether you're buying this bike or looking at a different bike, make sure you get some sliders, just because I've seen people drop these in parking lots just practicing. So you've got a tremendous amount of tread on this rear tire, and these are Pirellis, super in the rain, nice traction. Front tire is equally thick in tread. But yeah, I mean, I would say the only thing you need for this bike is get you some sliders and you're good to go. 3,000 miles. It's barely been ridden. It's an 08 model, so it's got the latest technology from Kawasaki. And it looks great going down the road. It really does. I've ridden this motorcycle about 100 miles, maybe not 100, maybe about 80 miles from the auction that we purchased it at, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Got up to some highway speeds, did some around town driving as well, and I just love it. It's a really nice bike. What I noticed on the highway is it was just real smooth and very, very responsive to the throttle. Let's crank it up again. I'll show you how easy this one fires at. Put it back into neutral just so I don't have one hand free. It cranks right up. Very responsive. Got the back, there's no smoke coming out. Let's rip it around the building real quick like I usually do on these. I'll get a helmet cam one day and we'll start doing some on-road videos. But this will at least show you that it does drive. The clutch feels great. Like I said, the throttle feels awesome. We're gonna maneuver between these two big ass trucks. Let's give it some gas. I'd love to get out on the road right now. 3,159 miles on this bike. Make a little yee. I was on a hill, made a little U-turn, one-handed. It's pretty easy. These bikes are so easy to control. I mean, you know, low speed, we're using one hand, camera. Engine temp stays exactly where it needs to be. And like I said, I rode it for 80 miles and never got hot. So don't hesitate to bid on this bike. Our motorcycles sell very fast. This one's going to be sold with no reserve. So don't miss out. This is an 08 model. That's about it. If you got any questions, feel free to call me. My name's Jimmy, and I can be reached at 770-990-9475. If you can't reach me, you can call Joe, 678-907-7363. Everybody, good luck. Happy bidding.